Now, let's continue that casting season. In turning aside a little, he called upon one of those servants who did accompany him. Monsieur Sejournant, it strikes me that there might be some transfer order in favor of you. The apparently addressed seemed to rejoice, same as his master. Whereas he has kept lowering his eyes previously, he now started to look up and let his eyes sparkle. His face did not give Providence off or for anything good, because its flesh was far more meagre and could not be compared by scale with the far more muggy face of his master. Always at your service, Monseigneur. Where are we to go? That's right, show to those Parisian swords all around in this world how we forwarding people tackle and regulate such carrier matters. Maybe they might become customers of yours in the very near future, so to say. Perhaps they do not take any longer advantage of those windy forwarders from the south, like they do nowadays those from Toulouse, or from Coesre, even worse, or very badly. Such so-called forwarding originated by this strange diocese priest. Yes, madame, we know, respectively, we both know exactly what I'm talking about. By the way, where is he, your hidden constant companion? This hospitalier. I can't see him anywhere. Could it be that he has abandoned you already, and now, that and when it really matters? My mother did not answer, lowered her gaze onto the ground. What's up? Sejournant, he continued. Administer your office, please. Or do you want that I shall instruct to that task onto that Fauconnaise woman over there? Particularly those last 4 words had been shouted by Courtainvaux quite wildly and loudly, and directed into the right background corner of the ruelle. Involuntarily, all our eyes turned towards the same direction. They fell onto a little elderly dwarf, seated there in tailor's seat manner. He wore the robe and the cap of a Chinese mandarin. He seemed to be of a quiet ancient age. His face was covered with myriads of wrinkles. As being in a trance, he looked forward and straight into an indefinite distance. Apparently Courtainvaux had wanted that dwarf to awake from his transient dreams. But nothing like that did emanate. The man remained straight, rigid, and far ahead looking, and he seemed to hear nothing at all. Silence and a sense of crippling horror laid itself over the room. Everyone waited for the moment of violence. Where to then? Sejournant asked, breaking the silence. Into the conciergiery. Where else? The king is expecting my report already today. Sejournant grabbed to my mother with brutal violence and attempted to pull the fiercely defensive out of the room. My mother cried for help. Help, 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 help! So did the princess. Help, 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 help! But no hand moved up in favor of her support. Immediately I wanted to rush onto those gents, but similarly as on Mary, I was prevented from taking any action by the iron grip of the Guémené. Meanwhile, the scoundrel had thrown my mother over his shoulders as a hunter used to carry their fresh-hunted deer, using her rump and her moving feet as a kind of scoot by which he ripped down any obstacle that moved into his way. He acted with utmost determination, panting and sweating. He was keen to transport his prey to another location, where he might eat up that sacrifice in an undisturbed manner, together with his master Courtainvaux, who followed him in a dancing manner.